All right, this is our final game of under 13 Tier 1 action here for our day number 1 of the 2018 Provincial Volleyball Championships here at Volleyball Nova Scotia. Presented by Bell 5 TV 1. Hi everybody, Dan Hobson. Gladly here for the call. This one is the Capers versus the Crossfire Orange. The Crossfire Orange in the heavily orange jersey. They're the ones closest to your screen. And the orange and white of the Capers, and they started off with a service ace here to begin this one, take a 1-0 lead. Crossfire have a chance here to even things up. There's a big hit there by Godet, and more of a reaction as the second pass, a set to her, was a little bit behind her. She just reacted, and she'll punch that out of bounds, and it makes it 2-0. So now, of course, the Capers have a chance to go up by 3 here. Get into a little bit of the discussion that I had with the coaching staff. Of course, the head coach, Kyle Bradley, has an overhit there by Camo, sends that out of bounds and makes it 3-0. Talking to him, I said, this Capers team, they have a lot of good hitters. How are you going to stop it? He said, well, we've got some good hitters of our own. We just got to start playing our own game and not be so intimidated and don't get frustrated. And, you know, what has been our success, and they just seem to be a little bit on the shaky, nervous side here. And this is not the start that he was looking for out of his team. They're down by 4. And once again, the Capers have a chance to go up 5-0 and get a little bit of a stranglehold here early going. I say they have some big hitters. There's one of them, Pike, as she put that down the pipe and make it 5-0. Yeah, keep an eye on Pike, Knowles, Blois. Beaton is also pretty good as well. They have some big hitters here on this team. And the Capers going to be, it will be, pardon me, the Crossfire called for the carry. And that makes it 6-0, 6-0 run. Capers, of course, that one not a really good set, just hit over. And good reaction by Pike, but she wasn't able to get it over, so it would have been 4 hits being called. So the Crossfires are on the board, 6-1 now. As we take a look at Godet, this will be the second time we've had a chance to take a look at her. The Crossfires started these championships here with a loss to the Lakes. They had a game off and then are back here for this one. The Capers, this is their second. Change there, so it's 6-1 as the ball on its way here by McDonald. And it's 7-1 as it just lands there unscathed. So the Crossfires need to, well, put out this Caper momentum. That's not going to help as Jules punches in towards the net there for the Crossfires, and it makes it 8-1. Not the start they want. A chance here to strengthen the league once again. Good work there by McKinnon, and she'll find the hole. Diving was Graham, but not to any success. 9-1. Now it will be Godet going back to serve here, and now she's got some work cut out for her, as well as this Crossfire Orange team. They're down by 8, and it just seemed like we just started. A big hole to get carried out of the, to get out of already. This will sort of help their cause out. They're going to score a point, make it 9-2 on a carry here against the Capers. They need to get up here and defend, and it just seemed like that's the thing, is that there is no wall generated. They got the defense all set up, and they're not defending that. And all of a sudden, like, the Capers are just going to be really allowed to make shot after shot. And getting it was Pike once again. Tickles the tape. Reaction by Blois, but can't save it and keep it alive. So the Crossfires, with the help of the net, score another point, 10-3. Here is Knoll. She had a fantastic second set in the previous game against the Lakes. And that serve is too hot to handle as Sear puts the first pass well out of play. Service ace makes it 11-3. Left hand of Sear, no good that time. Right into the net, 12-3. You can just see that the Crossfires are just playing defense. This is definitely something that I think that they could take advantage of, this Capers team. It's going to be hit over here towards the back. Free ball on its way. Set by Pike. And the finish there by McDonald there off the hands of Godet and to the side and out. 13-3, a 10-point lead now here for the Capers. First touch, Laurie, not the greatest of sets. Grab towards the back. Kept alive easily by the Capers. McKinnon to hit it over. Finds the hole as Camo. It handcuffs her and goes to the back. 14-3. So far for Kyle Bradley, the start that he was hoping from his team has not materialized. Jules here. Hoping to put a service ace up to get them a little bit closer. First touch McDonald, there is the set. She'll get the return. As dug out there by Jules. At the second pass, too hot to handle for Laurie as it goes off that side wall once again. And it results in another point, 15-3. That's sent towards the back. Godet punched into the net, and another point going up on the board, 16-3. A big time hole these Crossfires are on right now, are in, and that's not helping the situation as Laurie punches it in, and it's 17-3. Kyle Bradley calls timeout, and not the start he wanted for sure. The Capers just adding on the points, just like taking candy away from a candy-hating baby. They have had their way with this Crossfires team, and he calls a timeout to try to settle it. Probably the words that he said to me before the game saying, well, let's just, the girls got to play their game and stuff, but they've got to also make an adjustment there. Like when you see the assistant coaches throwing the ball up there and the transition game on its way there for the Capers, Crossfires well back and away from the net. So they're not even trying to get a block and just try to defend the big points there. As you see the Capers fans there trying to get some internet TV time. It's well deep back of the screen, but really try to cheer their team as well. And they've got lots to cheer about so far. They pretty well had their way at the Lakes, and they are pretty well stomping a mud hole and stomping it dry against this Crossfire Orange team. 17-3. Pike, who had a pretty good first set against the Lakes. And I give her the server's jakes as that goes right into the net. 17-4. They'll start it back with Godet with the first pass. And it was misread by Graham. It falls down, and it's 18-4. And once again, the Crossfires not really on the net here, trying to get a block. So there's some big hitters, and here is one of them. As getting a piece of that was Boyce there. She also had a very good dig. She had a couple of digs in the game against the Lynx. And it's 19-4. Crossfires back serving. Here is Graham. They only have one extra player in the bullpen as Bradley, the daughter of the head coach, tight towards the net. And sometimes it was misread there. You got to have a little bit of luck as I was finishing. And Laurie was thinking, well, that's tight towards the net. That's going to be difficult. They did get it over, as was McKinnon. Now she'll touch it again. Big hit there by McDonald. Dug out there by Jules towards the back, set over. Here's another free ball here for the Capers. As Boyce once again. And it went high towards the net and missed jump there by Sear. 21-4. Things still not going the Crossfires' way. Hit over into the net, and it's 22-4. Just unable to get anything going. And now McKinnon will go back to serve here. Her team up by 18. She'll put it up and probably tried to chalk it over the net, but the net was not listening as it comes and goes right into it. 22-5. First contact, Jules. There's the set. Not a great one, and backtracking was Lori. And you see the result. Into the net it goes again, 23-5. And they're just having a little difficulty reading the second sets here. Speaking of set, there's a big one there. And it goes long, but it looked good there by Blois, and no touch from the Crossfire Orange. 23-6, but the passing pretty good for the Capers. It just went a little long. And that's hit over there. And actually it went high and didn't have enough gas to get over, as Camo's difficulties continue here in this one. Here it is, set point, 24-6. But Crossfires will serve. I say Bradley's daughter not available in this one. She has an ice pack on her neck with a neck injury that she got in the warm-ups. So to the training table. Whoa! There was a big hit, but just missed the line. And I mean, just, it looked like it was going to sail well. And then once it ran out of mustard, almost landed on the line, but not quite, so still stays. Game still goes on. First set, 24-7, but the Capers have a chance to finish it off here. Big swing, Blois, and that will do it. 25-7, the Capers take this first one. And ironically, that's what the first set was against the Lynx, was 25-7. So continuing to be economical in their first set play is the Capers. And the teams will switch heads here in the second set. So, but definitely a different lineup that we're going to see. Of course, as impressive as you were with Pike and Blois, you're going to be even more impressed with Knowles, who's going to get in, as well as McLeod. And Florence will get in as well, as everybody plays pretty well in this sector. But of course, they have a little bit of a deeper bullpen, the Capers do. They have 3 extra players here in this one, and 4 when you count that Bradley is injured and won't be available for the service. So we'll see McLeod, Cadet, Jules, Sear. So pretty well everybody the same in the lineup for them. But we'll wait to see. But McLeod will get a number 26 here for the Crossfire Orange. We'll see who will be the one that will be going to the bullpen here in the second set. The under 13s, I say this is our final one of the under 13s portion. We've got some under 15s. Of course, last week was completely on court 3 under 14 action. It will start things off. The first day and a half of action. So, well, things are supposed to pick up on the under 15 side of things. And our first one will be the Sonics versus the Fury. And that will be at 4:10 scheduled time. But things may be going a little bit quicker as games are going a lot quick here this afternoon. Of course, the first game was relatively short. It was about 33 minutes. Was the first one, so we played 2 out of 3 sets, 1 official. Once again, Capers fans trying to get onto the live stream here. They're coming up courtside trying to show the sign, and you may be able to see that. Actually, they're just a little bit out of the screen right now. So, but they are continuing the hot play. And you got to see if the Crossfires change it, because you see, of course, that the coaches throw the ball up and start to get something going. So, and you can see that the 3 passes are not just an option here for the Capers. It's almost like mandatory, and they've got some hitters, and they are using that to their advantage. And they've just continue to play hot. And so far, no team has had an answer, whether the Lynx, Crossfires, so far here in court 3. Once again, Vinny Chandrasekhar is our up official and the lone official here in this one, and he'll whistle the players back onto the court here for the second set. So we see McLeod out there, Duffney, Beaton, she's a southpaw, keep an eye on her, Mumbercat, Florence, and McManus. And for the Orange, they'll continue to have Camo. McLeod, as I mentioned, will be in there. Graham. Also out there will be Laurie, Godet, and Jules. As we are underway, McLeod with her first touch here of the game. Florence, big swing, and it lands inside the back line by 2 feet and scored a big point. As I said, there's so many hitters here, it is tough to defend. Just when you focus in on Florence, then you'll get something from Mumbercat. McManus is also a good hitter as well. She'll send it over. Here's a free ball. And Camo having difficulties again. So it goes right into the ref stand. 2-0 the score. Camo. A battle along the net. And once again, on the net there is the Crossfires Godet. So the way they started that first set on a roll, they got up 3-0. 3-0 here in this one. See how big a roll they could get on here in the second set. As the serve handcuffs Jules 4-0. The struggles continue here for the Crossfires. Come on. A little bit of an overhit. Can her teammates bail her out? No, they can't. So it hits the floor. 5-0. Not much smiles there on the face of the Crossfire Orange. First touch, McLeod. Florence. And the Crossfires tried to hit it over. It actually took the tape, and they were looking for a little bit of help there. Was Jules. It came, but not in time. 6-0. They continue to try to, and in the meantime, the referee has left his stand here, and he'll make his way over. Vinod Chandrasekhar. And the coaches get together. 6-0. I don't think there's really any issue with the score, but just maybe in terms of where we go from at this point now. So he seems to be okay with everything. So coaching staff exchanging words, friendly words, of course. And once again, the Caper fan there with the great hair, making her way down the court here, just outside of the screen. Crossfires. Oh, it took the tape, and they got a little bit of luck. Mumbercat comes up, gets her first point of the game, and it's 7-0. Florence with the set. Mumbercat, big swing, McLeod. Got some of it, but not enough as it goes by her to the stands. It's an 8-0 run here for the Capers, and they're looking to keep it going here. McLeod first touch. And Laurie and the Crossfire do get it over. There's a free ball on its way. And they'll get their first point. That must be a little bit of a breather and relief for the meantime, but once again, they're trailing and trailing big time as Florence puts her first serve. Handcuffs McLeod and goes to the banner and close to the stands here at the Canada Games Center. And 9-1. McLeod, Godet, Jules, That's over the wall, beaten. There's an overhit. Battle along the net. Crossfires are get it over. Looked doomed from the get-go. There's a bump set there, and the finish there by Duffney. Crossfires actually had defense there for it, but just not able really to handle the hotness there on that shot there by Duffney. Once again, left-handed beaten. Nothing fancy about it. Beaton just says, I'll bring the heat, and I'll bring it in and put it down inside the back line, scoring again. It's 11-1. Troubles continue right now. I think this is going to be a jump, is it? Or are they going to redo the point? Yeah, so we'll stay 11-1. Cadet with the jump serve. And good, smart play there by McLeod. She was coming over, had idea to play in it, and then at the last second said, no, I'm going to let it go, as it sails out of bounds. First touch, McManus. And just finding a hole there, Mumberket getting another point in this one. 13-1. Crossfires really need to come up here with good passes and a scoring chance. It won't come here as that second pass a little bit too low for Cabot. Low for Cabot makes it 14-1. Timeout got to be called here by the Crossfires, and what do you say if you're like Coach Kyle Bradley here? The team is just not very comfortable. It's just really not their day, and now of course one of their taller players, because if you were with us in our first broadcast between the Lynx and the Crossfires, I talked about the height of Kyle Bradley. He is a pretty tall player. He's without the services of his daughter here, as she got a neck injury in warm-up and still has the ice pack and the warm-up jacket on at the bench of the Crossfire. So the thing is, you don't even have anybody there to generate a block there to try to stop some of these big shooters, these big scorers here for the Capers. So sometimes in this sport, it doesn't matter. You could be good, but sometimes if it's not your day, it's just not your day. And it seems to be not the day here for the Crossfires. They're down by a bunch, 14-1. Bomber kept having a pretty good second set. A jump serve from her. And Pater scoring on the service ace as serve fooled McLeod. Crossfires trying to just get something over, just get it over, and passing being a little bit of difficulty there for them, but you see the passing is precise and pretty good for the Capers. And once again, as diving there was Laurie, and the ball actually hit Bradley on the bench. And the Capers have a chance to widen the margin. And they'll find the hole this time instead of going for big heat. Duffney finds the hole, dunks it in. 17-1. The score in the corner is not in error. A 16-point lead here. Underhand serve here by Jules. Sent over. Here's a free ball. Godet backtracking, just swinging for the fences, and it's well out of bounds. If the screen wasn't there to stop balls from going over, it would have ended up in court number 5. Capers. And they get a little bit of luck as they're trying to go for the set. The set actually went over the net, and the Crossfires misread it. And by the time they react, they punch it into the net. 19-1. Left a little bit of a lollipop, and then it's denied there. chance once again. McLeod will send it towards the back. Another overhit. Florence now. Here's the set. Beaten. And find the hole, McLeod. It's not often that they give up free balls. This Capers team, they are fundamentally sound. They do not. I basically can count on some of the games so far, maybe on one hand, how many times they've had free balls here in this one. For an under 13 team, very impressive. McLeod, the teammate colliding there. And Cadet going to the floor, 21-1. Set by Jules. Well, just tight towards the net. And it's ducked over there by Duffney. She puts her hands right over the net. The score of the point, 22-1. Back corner. Denied, and the second pass. Graham just not able to get it into a scoring chance for them. 23, to 1. Grams. Couple of free balls. I was saying about how the free ball's there for the Capers, and they'll hit it over. They'll get the free ball. Duffney again. So here it is, set, match point here. And if you're Capers, you got to really like here that not even a wall set up. You can get your shots in easily. Big heat there. But reacting and scoring there was Florence there for the Capers, and that will put this one out of its misery. Sorry to say, but 25-1. The Capers trounce the Crossfire. It was a better first set there for the Crossfire, 25-7. This one was 25-1, and it was a tough one there. And the Capers continue their hot play. So that will wrap up the under 13 portion. We've got under 15 coming up here on this court, and it begins at around 4:10, but we may be starting a little bit earlier there for the folks who are just tuning in and watching all day. It may start a little bit earlier, but it's scheduled to be 4:10, the Sonics versus the Furies. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You've been watching the live stream of the 2018 Nova Scotia Volleyball Provincial Championships of Volleyball Nova Scotia and on Bell 5 TV1. So for the entire crew, I'm Dan Hobson. So long from the Halifax Canada Game Center.